Hello and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. I also have some self-study courses about manifesting your specific person, and I now have a members-only channel with a lot of perks, including weekly live coaching for all members, weekly live instruction on different topics of conscious manifesting, a lot of exclusive content, monthly challenges for a chance to win a free one-on-one coaching session with me, and a lot more. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website or to the membership channel. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, I want to address the whole concept of imagination because I feel that a lot of you guys actually misunderstand what imagination is all about. And I wanted to make this video because I want to drive it home to you that your entire reality, your entire manifested experience is a byproduct of your imagination. And I'm going to explain in the main part of this video what I mean by imagination, what imagination consists of, and I hope to help you understand that your imagination determines your life and your experiences every single moment. So this is what I'll be discussing in today's video. Stay tuned. So I feel there is a misunderstanding around the whole concept of imagination. A lot of people confuse imagination to be visualization or perhaps daydreaming. In reality, all your thoughts, all your beliefs, all your assumptions, your entire energy, your entire conclusions that you draw out of the 3D and out of your reality is part of your imagination. And let me explain what I mean. The person who explained this the best was actually none other than Neville Goddard himself, where he talked about conservative imagination versus creative imagination. So Neville explained that there are two types of imagination. One is your conservative imagination, in other words, your memories of events, your thoughts of the past, your assumptions about the past, you replaying in your mind everything that might have happened in the past, your circumstances, your old story, and so on. And on the other hand, there is creative imagination, which is where you bring into the present a future situation, a future reality, which you might not have perceived with your senses yet, you might not have experienced it yet with your senses, and yet you have the conviction and the belief that it can come into your reality. Or even if you don't have that conviction and that belief, simply thinking about it, imagining it, relishing in it, if you will, is actually part of your creative imagination. So imagination is not just the daydreaming part or the visualizing part or any of these things. Of course, it is that as well. But imagination, you guys, is everything that is going on in your mind at any given moment. Your memories of the past are actually your imagination. Your memories and your interpretation of your circumstances are part of your imagination. They're part of the conservative imagination that I just talked about. You recycling what has happened in the past, the pain of the past, reliving all of that, or even the circumstances of the present, even things that are happening in the present, things that your present 3D is showing you that you don't prefer or might even be opposite to what you would ideally like. All of these are still parts of your conservative imagination, but they're still very much a part of your imagination as a whole. On the other hand, when you are consciously manifesting, or even when you're unconsciously daydreaming about something, that is part of your creative imagination. That is tapping into the infinite potential of the 4D, the fourth dimension. That is tapping into the quantum field, selecting different realities, selecting different versions of reality, and actually living them in your mind, saturating yourself with them, and as such, creating them into your 3D. That is also part of your imagination, the only difference being that that is part of your creative imagination. So I want you all to realize and understand this very, very well. imagination is everything. This is why I say in so many of my videos that your dominant inner state and your dominant inner energy, which consists, as I've said again in other videos, of your dominant thoughts, dominant assumptions, dominant feelings, dominant perceptions about the situation, dominant expectations, dominant reactions, dominant responses to the 3D, all of that constitutes your dominant state. And your dominant state is constructed by your imagination, whether that is your conservative imagination or your creative imagination. But even if you are dwelling in the past, dwelling in the circumstances, dwelling in the old story, you guys are still using your imagination. Except what you're doing is that you're conserving, you're sustaining, you're maintaining the current status quo that you don't like. But you are still very much using your imagination in order to sustain it. On the other hand, when you are creating your future, when you are creating the circumstances that you want in your life, when you're creating the experiences that you want, you are also using your imagination, but in the creative way. So this is why we always say imagination precedes the 3D. Imagination precedes your reality. Because you're always using your imagination by what you're thinking, how you're feeling, what you're perceiving, what you're expecting, how you're responding to your reality, and so on. The question though is, are you using your conservative imagination, which is not going to bring any changes to your 3D? Or are you using your creative imagination instead, which sooner or later, if you sustain it, is going to produce changes and movement and shifts in your current 3D and in your current reality. But it is very, very important that you guys understand that your imagination is everything, and your imagination precedes everything. It precedes all of your experiences in your 3D. Everything is a manifested experience, everything in your reality, and everything is created or sustained through your imagination, through what is going on in your mind, through how you interpret your reality, what meanings you give it, what responses and reactions you have to it, and so on. So I hope this makes it very, very clear what imagination actually is and how you can use it more creatively, how you can use it more productively if you actually want to see changes in your current 3D, which if you're watching this channel, presumably that's what you want, that's what you're after. And please realize that even recycling the old story, recycling the old events, recycling your circumstances and what you see as your obstacles is still using your imagination. It's just using your imagination in a way that doesn't serve you and in a way that's not so productive to what you actually want to change in your 3D experience. So number one, understand that everything is imagination and imagination is everything. Number two, understand that your reality, your experiences in the 3D are always shaped by your imagination. And number three, start using your imagination in the most creative ways possible. Start departing from using your imagination conservatively, according to the Neville definition that I just discussed earlier in this video. And instead, start using your imagination more and more creatively to actually bring about the changes that you want in your manifested experience. The correct and productive use of your imagination is going to give you results and it's going to bring change to your 3D in the direction which you want. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.